Tonight's stories.
Walking out.
Little surprise. Allergies.
Emotionally immature. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with...
Brando. Sam.
Jazz.
Jazz is here.
Yes.
We didn't make any mistakes, especially because we didn't talk about the order of the names, and Jazz killed that.
She did kill that.
Period. Thank you.
It's like she's been here before. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Just hit the like and subscribe. Just for that.
You guys are matching. It's the shirts. So
We didn't get the memo.
you didn't want to tell us that, or
No, that's my cousin.
Yeah. It's
A
just
little
a thing.
rude.
Cousin
We're
thing.
all family here.
We are family.
No, you can't sing that because you didn't tell
Oh.
us.
I got all my cousins in me.
wow.
Yeah.
Anybody like,
It
well.
was just a little. Wasn't expecting. It was just a little surprise, like this first story.
Cousins.
All right, so this first story is, am I the asshole for walking out of my own birthday dinner after my fiance's little surprise?
One time for the birthday.
Well, if it's anything like the other story we did where they walked out, you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I don't think so. I'm going to go with no for now.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm a-
see.
Last night was my 28th birthday. My fiance, Brian, planned this surprise dinner at a really nice restaurant with my friends and some of my family. I'm not huge on big attention, but I thought, okay, maybe he's doing something thoughtful for once. Dinner's going fine, food's good, I'm chilling. And then right before dessert, Brian stands up and starts doing this whole speech about how proud he is of me and how he got me a gift that'll change my life. Then he says he paid off my student loans. At first, I was in shock. I actually teared up. Everyone clapped. My mom was crying. I was about to stand up and hug him, and then he adds that he only paid off half of it and that the other half is on me because he wants me to learn how to be financially responsible and not rely on other people to fix my problems.
Okay.
Like, what?
All right.
He basically turned my birthday into some lecture. People were laughing like it was some cute little life lesson. My cousin was like, damn, that's tough love. I just sat there, frozen. And then I stood up, I took my purse and walked out. He came running after me like, what's wrong? That he was trying to be helpful and he didn't mean to upset me. I told him that he embarrassed me in front of everyone. He used my debt to make a point, and I wasn't in the mood to be someone's teachable moment. Now a few people are saying I overreacted and he meant well. If you want to help, just help. Don't use it to humiliate me in front of 20 people. Am I the asshole?
No.
I don't think so.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird that he did that because he could have just said like, oh, your gift is I paid off half of your student
Yes.
loans, and then
Yeah.
explains her later, not around everybody, like, hey babe, the reason that I only paid off half of it is because like, you know, I want you to build good financial habits so you can do that with the other half. You know, he could have done it like that instead of being like, I paid them all off.
Just
Actually, I
kidding.
paid half
Yeah.
because you're financially responsible. Like, dang.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I feel like we don't know this, but I just don't know that OP needed to learn that lesson. Like, just because she had student loans doesn't mean, and wasn't paying them off completely, doesn't mean that she wasn't financially responsible. And that's something that I don't know. So that's where I was like, I don't know why he's necessarily like making a big point if we don't know, because she also didn't mention it, that she needs help with learning how to do her finances. She might just be, you know, she might just have student loans
Yeah.
and is slowly paying them off and is grateful that someone could just pay them off in a large lump sum, not necessarily needing to like have this lesson taught in front of everybody, granted, but just in general of like, okay, I mean, you can pay off half of my loans. I really appreciate that. But it's just the thing of like, by the way, this is to teach you a lesson. It's like, I don't know. That just comes off like kind of icky to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Because we don't know. Like, she could have like been bad with money. So we don't know like if she was or if she wasn't.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say that to somebody, like just don't do it in front of everybody. Like that would, you know, make me a little upset on my birthday. Like, come on, it's supposed to be good vibes. If you're going to give a
Yeah.
gift, like she said, if you're going to give a gift, give it. But don't, that's kind of like backhanded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if she is bad with money, I agree. I'm like, that's not the venue to say it.
Right.
You do that like at an intervention. Like, we're having an intervention. I paid off half your thing, but you really need, you spend your money on everything. A birthday party, it was like, You're like, I've got a lesson to tell. I'm like, Dad, really?
You ruined the vibe.
That is crazy. Yeah, I just don't like the delivery of it. Because you were saying, oh yeah, I paid off half your thing. Like, that's a gift. It doesn't have to be the whole, like, if someone paid half my student, I'm like, that's a great thank
No,
you.
for
That's
real.
a great gift. End it there.
Y'all can please do that for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the delivery either.
Yeah.
It also just felt like a more of like a parent type thing to a child compared to like a partner to partner.
Wait,
What was that? Did you hear that
don't
little
know.
crack?
that was.
I
Okay,
heard it.
okay.
Oh,
I thought it was her dad.
I think
No,
it was her
her.
partner.
The whole
Right.
time I was
Her
thinking
fiance.
her fiance did that? Oh, that's even. I thought it was a dad doing this, like, teaching a lesson. Now it's very yucky. Immature.
No, that was a fiance
Oh,
to their
that's
equal
different.
partner.
Comprehension.
Because I was annoyed by the dad, but I'm like, hey, that's what dads do. But a fiance.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't think that part was weird actually.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can learn stuff from each other. Like, you know, when you're in a relationship with somebody, they might be better with communication or like planning things. Somebody else might be better with like money and stuff like that. So,
I don't
like,
think
if they
there's
can learn
wrong-
from each other.
There's nothing wrong with the lesson. I think that is a benefit of being in a couple. But I'm like, we're protecting each other. I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not
You
trying to
don't-
embarrass you in front of others. I can definitely like, girl, you cannot do good. You're not good with money. But I'm not telling you. I'm telling you that in private.
Exactly. You don't bring up each other's shortcomings in front of other
Right.
people.
Which you did mention that
Yeah.
originally, yeah. Because I do agree to your like original point. If she is bad with money, the best way to handle it would have been privately.
Yeah.
Because not to embarrass her. At the end of the day, that's the effect
Yeah.
that he did. Like
Yeah.
she's the butt of the joke. She's the like OP said, the lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do that part the day after too. Don't give me
Exactly,
a
not
lesson
on
on my
your
birthday.
birthday.
I don't care about lessons on my birthday.
It's my birthday. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna splurge out. Then tell me I'm bad with
Yeah.
finances after, not the day of. Because even to you guys' point, promote in public. Yeah, I paid off half your student loan debt. Wait a day. By the way, we're really bad with financial department. Let's just work on that. That's why I paid off half.
He's like, we're really bad with the finances. I just paid off half of your debt. So we got to really fix this, both
We
of
gotta
us.
figure this out.
I spent all my money to pay your debt, so I need for us to be good now because we're in debt now.
We're starting
We're
over.
in debt for the debt.
I have $0 now.
That was the house money.
I did want to pay all of it, but this is all my money to pay half of it.
Somebody
So
called Caleb Hamer.
get him on the phone.
Stupid.
Taquitos.
Taquitos.
Student loans.
Well, my only question for this story was, how do you guys have the conversation after you walked out? Like, what do you start with when you're talking to your partner? Just like, hey, this was not the right venue, or
Yeah, I'd be like, look, I appreciate that you paid half of my student loans off, but I really did not appreciate how you approached the situation. First of all, didn't like how you said that you paid them off and then said, oh, just kidding, I paid half of them.
yeah,
You should have just started with saying you paid for half of them. And second, I don't like how you turned it into a lesson. It's my birthday. I just wanted to be all good vibes. And I felt like that was a backhanded kind of gift. And so I'm not happy about that. That's exactly what I would say, probably.
I think that's probably the best way.
Yeah. I think I would start off with barely being able to get the words out because I'm crying, saying, you embarrassed me.
Yeah,
And that was really hurtful. And I will say something about in the comments because it was deleted, but then OP responded, and I actually will read it based on what they said. But they said, that's exactly how I felt. Like he wanted to be seen as the generous, wise fiance while low-key putting me in my place. It wasn't love, it was a performance.
yeah.
So I feel like I could relate to that more. And even now I'm like honestly thinking like, do I want somebody like that in my life? Like it would really make me reconsider, honestly. But I do think the healthiest way to genuinely like get past it if they are forgiving is probably Jazsmin's approach. But
Yeah, because I feel like even that thing, I don't want to make a value judgment for him on the fact that he did reveal it at the party. I don't think I as a person would do that, to be like, even say I paid off half your things in front of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would say that. I think that would definitely, even that would be private to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. But I don't think people are necessarily bad for saying that, but it just seems weird to me to be like,
It just
hey, I
depends
paid
on
for
like how open she is about her student loans too. Like
Yeah.
if that's a thing that like it was just commonly known, like if that was like her family there and she's open with them about like how much student loan she has, or like that's a topic of discussion, then maybe. But like I kind of agree with you. Like I'm not sure if I would. I feel like that's a gift that I would give like my partner in private. You know.
Yeah.
right after sexy time.
Like you, like at a birthday dinner, you give some shoes or something, or like I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
something else. You said sexy time.
Sexy time and intuition. That's a good comment.
I would say the same thing that they were saying though. That's the best way. You know, just over communicating in those things
Yeah.
to tell the person exactly what their actions made them feel. Because to your point, it's like maybe he's just a showman type of guy too.
Yeah.
And he just said it, but it's like, yeah, like you didn't think it all the way through. And now you made me look stupid in front of everybody.
Right.
When you were just trying to flex. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Because you did it at her expense.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very fiance of you, sir.
Because really, like Jazz said, you could have flexed from the beginning of like, hey, I paid off half of your student loans.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Saying
Well,
a
I wish
different
that was
delivery
my
of
man.
words.
Like,
oh my God, that's your man.
Yeah,
You
like
actually did this?
Yeah.
like that in and of itself is like worth, like if you wanted the recognition, if you wanted to be known as the good wise fiance, you still could have done that. It just
Yeah.
seemed like it was a really hurtful thing that literally did not need to be included at all. Was the whole
Mm-hmm.
and I left the rest for you because you need to learn how to take care of your finances.
Oh my God, I agree, because I think about people who are in relationships and they talk down about their partner in front of other people. It's like
That's
such
so
a term. Like,
cringy.
they're like, oh, you're so dumb, and like saying stuff like that. I'm like, oh, don't like that. Like,
No.
because I don't think you should be saying it in private either. But like, there's something about saying it in public in front of people. I'm like, hey, you don't care about this person, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Or
you're
even-
comfortable letting me know that
Yeah.
you talk about
Yeah.
this person. Like, so that means you're saying worse in private if you're like,
Right.
if that's okay for you to say publicly.
Yeah. And I hate when even like friends do that. Like when like if you ever seen like girlfriends get together, then they get around a guy and one girl is like trying to downplay another girl in front of like that guy. That's
Yeah.
always been so corny and cringy to me.
Yeah.
Like it's just, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? There's enough room for everybody here. You do not have to, you know, elevate yourself at somebody else's expense. Like
Right.
that's so ugh.
I hate that too. 'Cause
Ooh, tomato,
it's worse on
tomato.
the guy's side. Have you ever? Or
Ooh.
you don't have a lot of guys.
When guys are like dirty macking, like they try to
they'd be like, hey bro, you ever gonna give me that the $50 you borrowed from
that
me?
kind of
Give me my $50 back. Oh fuck you right. And it's like
that energy.
you're scaring the hoes.
my brother in Christ.
That's
You are
so funny.
scaring the house.
Okay, so this next story is, am I the asshole for making cinnamon bread for my sister-in-law when my mother-in-law is allergic to cinnamon?
No.
No.
She doesn't have to have any. You can make your mother-in-law something else.
This is the only food here.
What?
It's the only food.
What is the cinnamon bread?
Yeah. If it's the only food, she's like, you're trying to kill me.
Get your money up.
I think that's murder.
What do you mean, get your money up? What do you mean by that?
Actually, yeah, answer the
The
question.
mother-in-law.
Get your money up.
What is that?
He's
What
like,
does that
buy your
mean?
own bread.
Get your money up.
Okay.
She's like, I thought it was just a gift. She's like, get your money. Say that to someone, they make something, and you're like, oh, I'm allergic to that. Like, get your money up. If you want something else, get your
Okay, am I the asshole for making cinnamon bread for my sisters-in-law when my mother-in-law is allergic to cinnamon? I, female 22, have jumped on the sourdough bread train. I now make the bread we eat instead of buying it, and when I make a loaf of bread, I post a picture of it and post it to my story. I've had several people slide up and say they would love a loaf, including my in-laws. Right now, we are visiting our family. I brought my starter and baking supplies to make loaves for the people who have asked while staying at my mom's. For my in-laws, I made 3 loaves. The sister-in-laws, high school age, wanted a cinnamon swirl loaf, so that's what I made for them. My mother-in-law said she's allergic to cinnamon, so I made her 2 small loaves, regular and a cheddar jalapeno. I baked our loaves first to avoid any cross-contamination, and I wrapped the cinnamon loaf and put it in its own container separate from the loaves that would go to mother-in-law. When I dropped them off, I made sure to tell them that 1 loaf was cinnamon. Today, while we were there, mother-in-law cuts herself a slice of the cinnamon bread, saying she wanted to taste it. All of us said she shouldn't really do that since she's allergic to cinnamon.
Right.
She said that she would avoid the cinnamon swirl and just eat the plain bread. After more protest, it was clear that she was not going to listen. She ate it and said it was good and cut another slice.
Okay.
After a while, nothing happened. My husband and I assumed that maybe she isn't as allergic as she thought and everything was fine. We went back to her mom's house, and an hour later, both our phones started blowing up. Mother-in-law says I gave her horrible diarrhea with my nasty bread and is now claiming that I tried to poison her by giving them bread that has cinnamon in it. My husband has pressed that I did everything I needed to do to keep the bread separate and that eating cinnamon bread was 100% her choice. So she and now my husband's grandma are adamant that I shouldn't have brought cinnamon bread in the house at all. And I should have just told my sisters-in-law no. I thought bringing it would be fine. I've been there plenty of times when sister-in-laws had cinnamon rolls on the stove or snickerdoodle cookies in a jar. I assumed that she wouldn't even touch the container because as far as I had seen, she didn't touch the other stuff. Am I the asshole?
No.
Absolutely not. Some people in life just like, they're like allergic. She's not only allergic to cinnamon, she's also allergic to accountability. But some people in life are just like that. Like,
That's good, and that's true.
like you knew there was cinnamon in that. You went back for a second slice.
They warned you
People
right
are like,
before.
no,
You
don't
had, you had your own bread. Your own.
You got
Yeah.
2
Two.
loaves.
Different kinds also. Like, come on now.
You're saying, I'll just
That's
take
on
this thing.
that's on the mother-in-law. You did nothing wrong. And if anything, you went out of your way to be sweet and make sure that everybody had a loaf. Like,
And
why
then
would
for
people
her-
not be appreciative of that?
For her to have like a memory where she forgets what happened like 2 hours
The
earlier. Like, you
audacity.
poisoned me. What? You were warned so many times that it was cinnamon bread. And then, yeah, she was warned so many times. Literally her excuse of, I'm just going to eat around the swirls. Like, what is going on?
They're like slapping
You
the bread
knew.
out of her hand. She's like, no.
She's like, I'll get another. I'll get another slice.
And then, so who was defending her?
Her mom.
Her grandma, her mom.
Her mom.
Yeah.
Okay. To that, I would say, if you just say the scenario out loud and still defend it, there's no saving that person.
Well, my
And
hope
there's
is
no
that she
saving-
lied to
Yeah.
her mom.
Or she was like, yeah, she just brought over the bread and I didn't realize.
She like forced it in my mouth. I was sleeping. She
Yeah.
pushed it in my mouth.
And
made
that's
me
probably
eat.
exactly what happened. And then the grandma or the mom, you know, she's probably like an enabler and is why this lady is the way that she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I can't see this in real life. I cannot see a
Yeah.
person
that's like me
actually
eating
doing
ice
this.
cream and trying to sue Dairy Queen, knowing that I'm lactose. Come on now.
Actually, there's been.
That's my sister. But she's doing it like knowing what's going to
Willingly.
happen, and she's not
Sometimes-
blaming anyone.
Sometimes you just got to
It'd be
take it,
good.
okay?
You
You
It's
gotta take the
like,
lactate and eat the ice
Hope for the
cream.
best.
And I pray
Or
for my
not, and
lactose
just
sometimes.
suffer through.
I pray for the bathroom, and I pray for them.
I pray it's a clean bathroom. I pray the bathroom has an air freshener. I pray
Come
that,
on.
that
Yes.
you can flush multiple times.
Flush
You don't have to
multiple
be
times.
in it while you're dealing with it. You know.
Amen.
I pray that the stomach aches are not strong.
Come on now.
I pray that there's no reason to go to the bathroom. I pray that the lactose you're tolerant. You're tolerant.
Jesus be a lactate.
Jesus reelected.
That's what they should. Are you lactose intolerant and still eating ice cream? Comment below if you're that person.
Most people are.
Are you with me? I know y'all are
Yeah,
with
you
me.
still
Some of y'all
risking
are.
it for the biscuit, man, or the
Okay.
cheese, or the ice cream,
It's
whatever
crazy
you
how
want.
much they always
worth
are.
it
Yeah.
sometimes.
They always are.
It's just worth it. Ice cream, pizza,
Pizza.
macaroni and cheese,
I get that.
cheesy potatoes. Like, it's worth it
really.
sometimes.
You're saying so many things.
The way her eyes lit up when she said it's worth it.
You're like this chick's sister-in-law with cinnamon.
But I don't blame.
cinnamon rolls,
Listen, I don't
snickerdoodles.
blame people for my suffering.
Yeah,
I
of
take
course.
accountability
Yes.
because I know it's my. I know
That's
when I'm
what
about
a
to
normal
order
person
something,
is.
I should not get it. I already know what's about to happen. And then especially if I don't have my lactate, I already know what's going down.
It's not like no one's shoveling ice cream down you. Like they're not forcing you. You're making the choice
voluntarily.
and you're an adult. That's why I'm like, even if OP didn't like do all the due diligence of like separating everything, when we have the conversation that this is cinnamon, you shouldn't eat it, and you're like, oh, it's fine, I'm just gonna eat around it, and you're like, no, we think it's a bad idea. That's enough.
Right.
And she's like, no.
Am I the asshole for threatening to go to the police if my mom didn't give me the car that I bought with my own money? I, 18 female, was raised by my grandmother after my dad passed away when I was a kid. My mom has never really been involved. She's been around, like she technically exists, but emotionally and practically, she hasn't raised me. It was always me and my grandma figuring life out together. After my dad died, I received monthly financial support from the state due to his passing, and my grandmother helped me save most of it. That money was meant to help me in the future, especially since we didn't have much. A couple of years ago, my mom randomly came over and had this great idea. She suggested that we use my savings to buy her a car. She said she'd use it to drive me to school, take my grandma to her doctor's appointments, help me with groceries, stuff like that. At first, it sounded helpful. She made it seem like the car would be useful for the whole family and that she'd be doing something good for us. So we agreed. I trusted her. We bought her a car using the money I had been saving for years. Fast forward a bit and surprise, she barely drove it. She was constantly scared of driving, especially parking, and kept saying that she was afraid of getting into an accident. The car just sat there most days. Meanwhile, I was taking the bus, walking long distances, and trying to juggle university life while we literally had a car we paid for just sitting outside. Then I got my license. I thought it would be simple. I'd ask her if I could use the car to get to class or run errands for my grandma. But every time I asked, she gave me vague excuses like, I might need it later, or let's see next week. It was always pushed off. It started to feel like she was just keeping the car for the sake of keeping it, even though she wasn't using it and it was technically mine. Eventually, I snapped. I told her that if she didn't give me the car by the end of the day, I'd go to the police and tell them everything. How she used my benefit money to buy herself a car under false pretenses and then refused to let me use it. She got super quiet and ended up giving me the keys, but now everyone's saying I went too far and that I threatened my own mother and acted out of line. I don't know. I didn't want it to come to that, but it felt like it was the only way she'd take me seriously. So am I the asshole for threatening to report my own mom over a car I technically paid for, or was I just standing up for myself, looking for honest opinions?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show me. That's
Yeah.
I'm not against it because in that situation where you're trying to get something that the mom's not using this car, like she's not using it at all. And so it's like a circumstance where trying to explain that to other people, like this chick will not let me use the car. The car's just sitting there. We're like, it's hard to like explain that to other people and then actually like see your side that you're not being petty, but being inside of it's like we've talked about those situations where you feel crazy because you're like, you don't know how much this is affecting me or how hard this is making on me. It might seem like a little thing to you guys, but it really is bad. And I think this is kind of harmless. You threatened her.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were actually willing to go through with it, but you threatened her, you got what you wanted, and like, I think that's fine.
And the mom knew she was wrong because
Right.
if she wasn't wrong, then she should have been like, well, call the cops then if you didn't do anything wrong. But the only thing is like, where are the keys at? How I'm thinking, I'm like, if the keys aren't locked up or something, I'm just taking the keys and like, I'm just going to use the car for what I'm using it for because it's technically my car. You don't use it. So before calling the cops, I would just get the keys. But if she's like, you know, the keys are locked up or you can't access them for some reason, I still don't know if I would call the police, but I understand why somebody would. Just me personally, I probably wouldn't, but I understand why somebody would if somebody else has possession of their property and they're not able to regain possession.
Yeah.
I get that, especially because like the mom, she was like, seems like she was like just being irrational and like just coming up with excuses for OP not to use it. But if I was OP, I would have just found the keys and took the car.
I'm happy that OP was able to get the car, because the one thing that did worry me was she said that she gave her the money for the car, but originally I was like, whose name is on the title? Because I feel like I worried if she could be like, well, I'm going to go to the cops and tell them blah, 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 blah. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The title's in my name, whether you gave me the money for it or not.
Yeah.
You might be able to make a case of but even like she convinced me, it's like, well, you still technically gave her the money.
Right.
So I'm saying I'm happy that OP was able to get it, but I am wondering who's the title of the car in.
Well, I
because
feel like
even if
it
you
is
paid
the
for
mom.
it, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
Because
thinking
she said,
too.
the
I'm
mom.
buying to buy the mom a car.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
True.
from that idea
forgot
already,
about
I'm
that.
pushing back. I'm like, Mom, I'm not buying your car. Why can't we have the same situation where it's my car and you guys use it for the exact same reasons?
Yeah.
Because she seemed like she's giving you money, so it seemed like OP's willing to even be selfless. I'm sure she would be selfless with her own car. At that point, I'm like, yeah, we can buy a car, but it's under my name. And then if you need to take grandma, if you need to do this, hey, this is the family car, but it's still mine.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how it was pitched in the first place,
Yeah.
that it was going to be the family car.
But you're kind of in a bad situation where you're like, dang, it is the mom's car.
Yeah.
And then you're right. Like she was like, oh yeah, my daughter stole my car. It's in my name. And you're like,
Or even like being
No,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
call the
true.
police. What are the police going to do? They're going to like, who owns the car? And
Yeah.
she's like,
Yeah.
well, it's in my name. So
though
I'm
you paid
happy,
for
but
it.
I hope that it's in OP's name, which I
Yeah.
have a feeling it's not.
I don't think it is.
But hopefully they can transfer that over or something, because there was some truth to what you said, Jazz, about how she does feel. It does seem like, I'm assuming the mom feels bad because she gave her the keys. And then I don't know who she meant by everyone's kind of making it seem like I went too far, you know?
It's probably like the family. The mom probably got on the phone and told her grandma,
She
told
threatened me.
uncles or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's probably, a situation like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm happy I'm happy that she was able to get the keys. I hope eventually, if it's not in her name, that she can have the title in her name, because she might have won this battle, but I don't know if she won the war
Yeah.
or.
You gotta get the family on your side. I'm telling the family, like, hey, I'm taking the bus to school all the time while this car is just sitting at home doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
None of y'all are giving me
Yeah,
rides.
exactly. Turn the sympathy on. Try to get the family on your side. Because I'm sure the mom was just like, yeah, she said she's going to call the cops on me. Your own mother. Her own mother.
She wants my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I need my car? It's like, well, they don't know that you don't really use the car, probably.
Right.
Okay, so top comment, not the asshole at all. That was your money and you have every right to stand up for yourself. Setting boundaries isn't disrespect, it's self-respect. Proud of you. And then she responded, thank you. Honestly, I didn't expect anyone to say that. I've just been feeling so guilty. Like, yeah, it was technically my money, but she's still my mom, and it just felt horrible saying those words out loud. I didn't want to threaten her. I just felt backed into a corner after months of being ignored and dismissed. I've been carrying this heaviness ever since, like maybe I crossed the line I can't uncross. I really needed to hear this today. Thank you so much for reminding me it's okay to stand up for myself. And somebody else said, not the asshole, but whose name is on the title? If it's your mom's, legally it's hers, no matter who paid for it. That would suck, but that's the law.
Yeah, I think the title part is really important, because if the mom, like you guys said, if OP goes out and the mom is like, oh, my daughter took my car without my permission or whatever, that can be a charge, But yeah. If the title is in the mom's name and the mom isn't willing to switch it over, then you kind of just have to bite the bullet on that one and take your L.
Which
But
sucks.
good for you for standing up for yourself and trying to defend yourself at least. But yeah.
I feel like that's such like a relatable thing, is you're a younger person who thinks you're doing something right, and then looking back you see you're like, oh, I kind of screwed myself over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
I feel like that's such a common thing where, again, hopefully that's not what it is, but I have a feeling it is, especially if you just let your mom deal with it. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you the money. Why wouldn't she put it in her name? But
Which
I just feel like that's
Especially
such
if
a
it's like
common thing.
Paid
Yeah.
in full,
yeah.
because then you don't have to worry about the debt either.
And I think it is hard because how old was OP?
21? 18.
Oh, 18.
Ooh.
So I'm like, now me as like an older person now, I'm like, oh yeah, I would never do that. I would never just give my money to my mom to put it in her name. But being an 18, I could definitely see, I still think at 18, I don't know if I want to do that. But at 18, I could see it would be easier to be like, I don't expect my mom to like not let me use the car like this to backfire in any way. It's my mom.
Right.
I wouldn't expect that. So I could get how OP would get in that situation where it's not a big deal that it's in her name. It's we're a family. We're all helping each other out, which I do think is probably how the situation goes in most families.
But then they actually help each other out. Like, well, you're 18. I don't drive the car. Of course.
100%.
Like, I'll sell it to you for $1. So it looks like we sold it. Transfer titles. Yeah.
Like, I do think that's probably the more normal thing that would happen in a family. Your mom's not that. She's not that gal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's kind of emotionally immature. Like this next story.
She is. That was good.
Am I the asshole for telling my friend I won't set him up with anyone because he's emotionally immature?
No.
Telling your friend that?
Yeah.
No, you got to tell your friends on themselves.
You got to be real with them.
I would love to set you up, but I can't have my name
be tarnished.
Like my recommendation. No, I can't. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Get your money up.
Get your emotions
Get your maturity up.
Get your emotions up.
So I, 30 female, have a friend, Ryan, 31 male, who's been in my social circle for a few years now. We met through work and became friends after bonding over shared interests, and he's generally a good guy, funny, kind, etc. He's been single for a while and recently started asking me to hook him up with one of my single friends. At first, I kind of brushed it off and said they weren't really his type or they weren't looking right now, but he kept pressing. Eventually, I told him I wasn't super comfortable playing matchmaker, especially when I see how he's handled relationships. For context, Ryan has a bit of a pattern. He jumps into things super fast, gets clingy really early on, like texting 24/7 and needing constant reassurance. And then when there's any sort of conflict or miscommunication, he either shuts down or spirals into guilt-tripping behavior. He's admitted that he has some abandonment issues, which he's working on, but from what I've seen, he really hasn't done much besides acknowledging them. I've had female friends tell me his past dates were emotionally exhausting, so I was honest with him and I said, look, I care about you, but I don't feel comfortable setting you up with someone I care about when I think you still have some emotional stuff to work through. Well, he got really offended, saying that I was judging him and basically called me fake for being his friend, but thinking so little of him. I told him that being honest was me being a friend, and that I'd rather be straight with him than set up a situation where someone ends up hurt or awkward. He hasn't responded to me since, and now I'm wondering if I was too harsh or out of line. I genuinely don't mean it in a mean way, but maybe I should have just lied or kept it vague. I don't know. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not. Friends that keep it real with you, no matter what, you need people like that in your life. So if he can't see that, then that's part of the emotional immaturity, and he's just going to have to learn that lesson and get himself through that, you know, or find the resources to help him get through those things. But definitely not. Like, you're a real one for that.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
Yeah. Like, being honest is just such a thing that any friendship I feel like can really treasure if you're mature enough to do it. But him shutting down is just a testament that him saying he was working on it doesn't mean anything, because there was no action. There was no growth, because him working on it, at least he would have responded or something. There's been like, dang, or why'd you say something like that? Or, you know, at
have
least
a conversation about it.
Defensiveness is some sort of growth compared to what you said he was doing before, which was just shutting down or guilt tripping, which shutting down and guilt tripping can kind of be the same thing if you're doing it methodically enough. So yeah, you're a good friend.
Yeah. And we don't know how much time has passed since the story's written, so maybe he came back and was like, because that, like what you're saying, that is growth. Like going from shutting down to denying and then coming back later and like, I overreacted.
Yeah.
That's growth. It's still not enough for me to set you up with people. And I would like give you positive information. I'm like, hey, look at you. You wouldn't have done this a year ago. This is better. I still need more from you if you want me to put my stamp on your name to like my friends out there. I don't want to ruin my relationship with them.
Exactly, because then it makes things awkward, and especially when you dive into stuff too quick, but then you do that like repeatedly with multiple people. It's like that just makes stuff awkward for the vibes and dynamic of like the friend group as well.
Well, especially like what OP's saying, where she said, I can see like where you're at, and I can see where my friend's at too. And let's say that my friend's not perfect, but my friend wouldn't react well to where you're at emotionally. And I don't think my friend deserves to like, I don't really know. She said it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we probably all have like friends where we can be like, if they were to ever get together, we'd be like, no, I wouldn't necessarily be like, I would say no. Especially looking back and being like, oh yeah, no.
No,
But-
I've definitely had like guy friends be like, "Oh, put me on with your homegirl." I'm like,
No.
But
No.
what level is that? Because I'm like, I know there's like different scenarios. There's like, hey, put me on with your girl. And some people are like, it's not because they're trying to protect their friend. It's like they're like almost gatekeeping some friends. Like, I don't want you to date her. Or
Well,
I don't want you to
I
date
can
him.
understand that, but it's not that.
Okay.
Like, it's not that situation.
I have a scenario though too, and it involves you.
"Oh,
Because I was on the other side of it, where I had an acquaintance that tried to get my stamp before talking to me to talk to you. You remember?
oh, wait,
and
I
you-
think I know who this is."
And you were talking to me at the restaurant. The last time we all went out to eat.
Okay, yes, I know exactly who you're talking
The
about.
person tried to get the stamp of approval from my name alone.
Oh yeah,
It was
they
like-
did.
Oh.
It was like, yeah, like,
Because when I had first met him, I was with you
yeah.
or whatever, and so then he was like, "Oh yeah, you know my boy. Like I used to want you back in the day, and I used to tell him to put me on, and he never did." and then like a couple weeks later, I stopped talking to him for other reasons.
Yeah.
Wait, but did that buy him goodwill?
No,
Oh, it didn't.
no,
Because you
because
talked to the
Oh,
because
you-
I took that directly to him. Like I talked to him about it or
Yeah.
whatever. He was like, "Yeah, no."
Oh,
Don't,
okay.
nope.
Yeah,
And that's bro, like we've known each other forever, so
I was
I would
like,
trust
don't.
his judgment of character of other people.
Don't you believe it?
So in that situation, it's good for you to be honest, to be like, I
Yeah.
care about Jazz. Listen, we're like cool, but I'm not going to risk you hurting Jazz just for me to approve of this and like not have an issue with you. Like that's not friendship to never have an issue with you.
Right.
If I say, no, sorry, I don't think you guys will work out or whatever, or I think
Right.
you would hurt Jazz. There's definitely a way that you could say it that I'm probably not saying in the best way, but I think that's worth it to out of respect for, in this example, OP's friend,
Yeah.
but also the respect that they have for you of like, I'm being honest.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to lie to you just to appease you or just to sacrifice my friend
Right.
who may or may not be
Yeah.
interested in you.
If it involves another person, I definitely see that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not risking that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember in that scenario, the first time it was going on, I was like, I think what I said, I was like, y'all not the same. I don't think you guys are going in the same direction. Or something
That's
like
crazy, Brandon.
And we still not.
Brandon, that's crazy. That's way worse than what Fee said.
No, I think that's good.
I don't
I think that's good.
Because what do they say? They're like, what do you mean direction?
direction in life. Just in
That
general.
is I would take that in. I'm like,
But he's right though.
even if he's right, I'm like, you hate me, bro. There's no way I'm like taking that in and like,
Well, I have
He didn't
a specific cadence that I talk, so it's like I don't think he
didn't take it that way because he still mentioned him
crazy.
years
Well,
later.
he's
It was years later he tried to talk to me again or whatever. He's like, yeah, you know, that's my boy. Like we used to work together. So he didn't take it like he wasn't mad at Brandon about saying that. Obviously,
That's on you for taking it personal.
I definitely take that in. But I'm like, someone say I'm going in a different direction in life. I'm like, I'm like,
Who said it has to be a bad direction?
well, there's two good directions. She's going in a good direction. He's going in a good direction.
Yeah, just not the same
I
direction.
don't get how that would work.
Like
I think it could be like,
one. I'm not saying this is the direct scenario. One doesn't believe in God. One believes in God.
Mm-hmm.
That's two different directions.
One's a partier, one's not.
Okay.
Like just things like that,
Okay.
you know?
Well, maybe it's just the word direction that I'm like tired of. Like I'm going in a
little
direction.
trigger
I'm
there.
I'm gonna end up in a bad place. Versus like, oh yeah, our lifestyles are not
Yeah.
necessarily. It's just the
Exactly.
word direction to me. Where I'm like, I'm going in a different direction.
Did someone say
Because you're going in a direction. I'm going to knock you to the ground. That's the direction you're going in for talking to me like that.
Because I think that is true. Just because it said direction doesn't mean it's the opposite. You know, I feel like maybe you
We're
were
just going
taking
in
that
parallel direction.
Well, no, not parallel. Like you could be going right. I'm going left.
Yeah.
Like we're both going forward, but we have two different like ways they're going to do. Like maybe like one wants kids, one doesn't want kids. Like
that's a different direction.
I know this about Jazz. Yeah. She wants blah, 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 blah. I know this about you. You want blah, blah. That doesn't match.
Yeah.
You know, this conversation is making me really grateful though for friendship because first of all, like just that we're all friends and we're able to like keep it real with each other, you know, but then also like the fact that I have people in my life that I can trust enough to have my back even when I don't know about it, because I didn't even know, you know, that you had told him that before, but like just people that you can trust and that really like have your back like legitimately. I'm like, oh, I feel so blessed for that.
That is good.
Yeah, I think we really do have a lot of really good special friends and friendships here. And
it reminds me every day, like just even moments like this, like when we're like talking about it, it's like, it is weird because growing up with it, I don't necessarily think about it, but this like type of friendship core that we have is rare.
Very.
And I remember your parents would tell us all the time. My parents would say it all the time. Your mom said it a couple times.
Random people have told us too.
Yeah.
Like remember, like we had went on a trip and we're at dinner and the people at dinner next to us are like, wow, like you guys have an amazing friendship. Like, how did y'all meet? Like they just are like trying to figure out like, I don't know. Those are also reminders for me too. Like, wow, we really do have something like very special.
Yeah.
You're in that too. I don't feel like
I'm
you are in
I feel like you are.
I feel like I'm an ancillary part of it. I feel like I'm definitely closer and I've reaped the benefits of how close you are, but I don't feel like I'm in it.
You're in it.
You are in it.
If you can reap the benefits, you're in it.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You're definitely in it for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why this story stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if this was in our friend group, which it has happened multiple times, if we had to be honest with a friend, we would, because we believe that I believe that I'm benefiting you if I'm honest with you.
Exactly.
About this.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to say you're not ready right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair for me to hook you up with my friend who I think is in a different place and who I think you potentially, because you're unhealed, could hurt my friend.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I think that's crazy too, because it's like thinking about it too, you can tell like with our friend group, if this were to happen, I feel like eventually there'd be an apology. Like there's been some times where Josh and Steph has come to me about something I've done and I'm like, oh, in the moment, I'm like, hey, yo, chill out. Like, y'all tripping. But eventually, I'm like, y'all right. My bad. That's on me. I understand now. I've grown.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, we've been like this since a long time. But like, especially with the maturity piece, it's been like strengthening. Like, I want to say since we were like in their early 20s. And so like to hear this story and they're like in their 30s and that's how he's reacting still. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
they haven't
like,
been friends that long.
Yeah.
Either. Because I do think the time, because now I am like looking at your guys' friendship. Like I know I'm a part of it, but also I'm outside of it at the same time.
I get it.
Yeah.
If you're outside, it's because you want to be outside.
No, it's not. It's literally, I don't think, like when I say that, I'm not like trying to be like, oh, I'm not. I'm like, I do feel a part of you guys, but I am 10 years older than you. So there's like a difference in the relationship that I was not in, and I will never like have that fullness. So like me looking outside in, I'm like, it is amazing what you guys have done, especially in the world now where people like do find it hard to cultivate deep friendships, deep relationships. The time that you guys have spent, like that just compounds upon each other. So when you do have these fights or anything, it's difficult to actually break the relationship because you're like, dang, we've been through this and you know I'm pissed at you right now. Like, I know we're going to get through this because we have this time and I care about you deeply as a person. And that's probably like why people are like, dang, I want that.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for walking out of my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend turned it into her celebration? So my 25 male birthday was last weekend. I don't usually do anything big, but this year a bunch of my friends were in town and my girlfriend, 23 female, offered to plan something. I was genuinely excited. She made a dinner reservation at a nice place I've been wanting to try and said she had a little surprise planned. That surprise was that she invited a bunch of her friends, like 6 of them, people I barely knew. One of them I actively dislike because she used to hit on me when my girlfriend and I first started dating. My girlfriend brushed it off saying it would make things more fun and lively. Whatever. I tried to roll with it.
With the hitting on?
I think maybe the not knowing all the people.
I was like,
Maybe.
I'm like,
She said just roll with it.
yeah, just
What y'all
roll with
into?
it.
But then at dinner, it just got worse. She spent the entire time talking to her friends. I was seated at the far end of the table next to 2 people I'd never met. She didn't even sit next to me. When the food came, they all toasted her for organizing everything and started talking about her upcoming promotion.
All right.
Oh my God.
Her best friend gave a speech about how she deserves all the happiness in the world.
My birthday. What?
Not one mention of me or my birthday. No cake, no toast, no happy birthday, nothing. I literally just sat there while everyone gushed over her for 2 hours. Eventually, I got up, paid for my portion of the meal, and said I wasn't feeling well and left. I didn't make a scene or yell, I just quietly left. Later, she texted me saying that I embarrassed her in front of her friends and ruined the night. She said she tried really hard to make it special, and I was being ungrateful. A few of her friends have messaged me saying I was being immature and that it wasn't that deep. But I don't know, man. Is it crazy to think my birthday should have at least been a little bit about me? Am I the asshole? And then there's an update.
I feel so bad for
No.
this guy.
These people have terrible partners.
Yes. Okay. It's one of those other scenarios. Just say it out loud. You're upset at me for leaving because I embarrassed you in front of your friends at my birthday party.
Yeah.
Where you didn't celebrate me at all?
Right.
Not even a happy
I
birthday.
didn't even get a mention.
A card. You didn't even have to put money in it.
No
This was
candle
just
to
a
blow
dinner.
out. So what did you really plan? You
had
just
a
made a
dinner.
reservation?
And I had to pay for my dinner. I had to pay for my
All
dinner.
you did was make a reservation for my birthday. No gift, no singing, no nothing.
Yeah.
And what was the little surprise that you got a promotion?
Right. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a new job party,
Yep.
not a birthday party.
Wait, didn't he have friends there too?
No.
No.
She
Oh.
invited just her friends.
I thought she invited them on an addition to people that was.
Well, also,
Oh.
I need clarification because did he say that she invited a girl that used to like him?
Yeah, so her friend who was flirting with him, and she was
when they
just
first started
What
dating.
girlfriend is okay with that? Like, I'm not inviting her nowhere, especially not my man.
Not
What?
my man's
My
birthday.
man. No, that's not happening at all.
yeah, not her being careless and him being like, I don't like her. Like, why is she even here? It's not even like there's some weird thing where I'm like, hey, I like it. I like her. Bring her.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like her. She's weird.
I don't know. That's just odd to me. I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
He should have crashed out. That would have been justified.
I would have handled it the same way. I'm like, I guess
I'm leaving. It's
guess
not for
I'm
me.
gone. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is boring. Oh, there's nothing worse than a dinner with people like you barely know. You don't know, and you're like, but it's for you. That's even. Oh, why did I come?
Patty Brandon
Right.
would have asked where my friends were.
What are they?
And you would have been justified in asking.
Yeah. So where's so and so and blah blah blah. Like,
Were they
Yeah.
busy or
yeah, you didn't reach out
Dang.
to.
Right.
nobody?
And the fact that she didn't even pay for his meal.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
his
On-
birthday.
That's
On
the
his
one rule on a
birthday.
birthday. The birthday don't pay.
Right, exactly.
Birthday don't pay.
Exactly.
Say that again like that.
Birthday don't pay.
I think, though, he left early and he just paid for his portion and left. Not saying that she
Yeah.
would have paid, but I think he left early in the middle
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. That he was just like,
Try
I don't want to
ask her,
deal with
like, hey, I'm gonna leave early. Can you
And she was like, what? I can't hear you. We're cheersing. Cheers,
Yeah.
girls.
Sit down, sit down.
money so I can leave?
Getting a speech
Oh, crazy.
At
Yeah.
somebody else's
at someone
birthday.
else's birthday. Can we talk about that too? What?
Awful.
The
Getting-
whole restaurant gets a hush. It's all quiet, and they're like, ding, 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 ding.
Oh, it's her promotion. It's her
We
promotion.
all came here for a major event. It's OP's girlfriend's promotion. Here.
No, he doesn't even get a mention.
Yeah. I don't know
It's
what this
Susie's
guy's doing
promotion.
here.
A promotion party, and that's her boyfriend, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, I think he was
Right?
born this day or something like that. But
The waiter sees like they're like getting IDs for the alcohol, and they see the ID. He's like, "Hey, it's your birthday, man. Happy birthday, man!" She's like, "Shut up."
No, the waiter comes down with a cake and it says happy birthday, and she sees it. She's like, no, that's wrong.
Promotion.
But happy promotion. Like, you did great.
that's awful. So, moral of the story: date people who actually like y'all and take your feelings into
That
consideration.
part.
Because that's been the lack of all of these experiences.
It's a prerequisite. Date someone that likes you.
Exactly.
That's a good thing to do.
Not just you like them. Make sure it's reciprocated.
Date someone that knows how to
And
say
that's
happy birthday.
Right. And considers your feelings on your birthday. That's kind
Dang,
of
you
helpful.
put it like that, Jazz. I never even thought about that. Like they have to like you back. That is a good part of a relationship.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing the part where I'm like, I really like you, and they're like disgusted. They're like, ugh. They're like,
Or you
pushing
do
away.
everything right and you're like, so you just think that they automatically like you, and they might like you to a certain extent, but it's not the same
They don't like you
level
like
that
you.
you
Yeah.
like them. You're considerate. They're not. Like, you consider like what your actions are going to be, and then the other person just does whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, sorry you reacted that way. It's like, oh, you
You
could have
allowed
thought about
that
me a
to
little
happen.
bit.
You allowed me to throw a promotion party on your birthday.
You
said
sat
you-
there.
That's your fault.
You let it happen.
You said you wanted to come. I didn't say what the party was for.
Oh, that would be some major gaslighting if you pull that
Awful.
off.
Okay, so update. We talked. She doubled down and said the dinner wasn't just about me. It was a chance to celebrate us and her hard work planning it. She admitted she didn't invite my friends because they wouldn't vibe with her circle. Still, no happy birthday, no apology, just told me I was being dramatic and should be thankful she even organized something.
thankful.
Yeah, get out. Get out.
I guess the dinner really was all about her. So yeah, I ended things.
There you go.
Good.
Good for
Very
you.
good. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah. That wasn't it, bro.
It's the end of you and me.
It's too late. And I can't wait
For
for
you
you
to
to
be
be gone.
Because I know.
About her.
The
And I
girl's hitting
wonder,
you.
why is she at this table?
Right.
He's like,
is she here?
I know about her. Like she was hitting on me. I know about her. What are you doing?
So, top comment, not the asshole. She didn't throw you a birthday party. She threw herself a party, but decided she could kill two birds with one stone if she lied and said it was for you.
And I'm like, she's like, to celebrate the planning I did. What planning did you do? There wasn't no cake. It don't sound like there was no balloons.
There's
Nothing. Happy birthday. You made a reservation. Like, what?
Congratulations for making the reservation.
Well, like I
Come
texted all
on.
my friends just like to coordinate the schedule so like we met at the same time.
My parents aren't even here.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
Nothing.
I need
nothing
a party
for
for
him.
that.
Useless.
Because you can even do that. Like, I still think it's selfish if she did that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the no cake, the no mention, you could at least play it off like it was half for you and half for me.
Or at least one. I'm sure one of his friends had to be okay.
One of his friends.
Like all of your friends and none of his is diabolical.
How could you say that you're like, well, I want to invite your friends, but they don't mess with mine? I'm like, well,
So
whose
don't
party?
invite
What are you
yours.
talking
Don't invite
about?
your
Yeah,
friends.
they
It's not
shouldn't
about
be there
you.
then.
Just make it a
Exactly.
one-on-one dinner. Y'all, if y'all
Even-
celebrating being together,
I don't even
Or
think the
just
friends
invite
knew.
family.
The friends didn't even know. She's
Invite
like, hey,
definitely
family,
didn't know.
or just invite whoever he feels most comfortable with. Forget who you.
yeah.
It's not about you.
Just ask, yeah, hey, who do you want to come?
You don't need to have a friend there. Like, it's not about you.
Your boyfriend's there.
Your boyfriend, I'm going to
Exactly.
chill with you. They didn't sit
Yeah.
next to each other.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
alone. Basically.
Yeah, you had to get out. This was definitely a get out. You had to get out of that.
And those are the stories for this episode.
Good stories, Maddie.
Thank
We're
you.
good.
You liked them?
I
I
did
thought they
like
were a
them.
little too redundant, but that's good.
I like
that
these
was
I
pretty
ones.
like
good.
them.
Okay.
Got 'em. Wow.
We're going to go film our Patreon episode with
Patreon.
Jazz. We got a story with an update.
Almost said the accent. They can't know.
Yeah,
that.
they can't know
the
about
accent.
that. Only
Yeah.
Patreon knows
Only
about that.
Patreon,
They
so-
can't know.
No,
No,
don't say it. Don't say it. Only
Anyway,
Patreon,
we'll
that's only
see
for
you guys.
Hurry up.
We'll
hurry
see
up.
you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Just hit the like and subscribe.
like.
Just for that.
Subscribe.